Big D, first across the line tonight. Look at that. Dennis Dauber in the house from Marengo, Illinois. Radar Fletcher in behind him at 309. That's it. This is episode 309. Bill Stevens in the house from Michigan. Everybody piling in, man. Looks great. It's going to be a killer show tonight. So glad you guys are here. And if I actually start the clock, we're now 5 minutes away from going live. Good thing we started a minute early. Becky Quivers-Arling in the house with us. Good to see you here. Just got home from my epic weekend with Big D and the ladies in Illinois. Bagger Bader had a great day riding around KC today with my crew. Heather and I rode a motorcycle yesterday. It was ridiculous. I don't understand this. 2 wheels, me and her, the road. We got ice cream. Went and Walker, what's up from Jackson, Mississippi? Good to see you guys here, man. Hey, look, while we're waiting for the show to start, we got about 4 minutes left still. It's time for you to hit the like and share button. The more that you hit the like and share button, the more Mark gets a raise in his pay. No, that's not. I can't even say that. That's not true. He doesn't get a raise, but listen, it makes us feel good because our ratings go up, and that's better. XAM Biker, good evening. Howdy, y'all. Good to see you here, buddy. Wherever you're watching from, make sure you put your town name up there. We'll give you a little shout out. It's always a kick for us to see everybody tuning in from all around the world. Dennis Dauber, I wrote for 2 days in a row. You should write every day. Come on. I do write every day. It's kind of what I do. You mean road. I see. I was like, what the hell's going on? Is Big D starting a magazine? I don't understand. I hate my phone. Hey, so yeah, look, Sturgis, right around the corner, right? I mean, kinda. It's close enough. Rooster in the house. Paul Adams checking in from Ford City. Gary Rayfield, Sunday night, here I am. Good to see you here, brother. Always good to see you. We are on time for 309. Oh, I see. You're doing a little Beach Boys thing. We're on time for 309. Hey guys, live from Saltville, Virginia. Tiger Ward in the house with us. Greg White, Gus checking in from Tejas. Good to see you, man. Good. Did miss all you guys. So can't wait to get out on the road, do some more of that motorcycle thing. But yeah, Sturgis just around the corner. It really is when you start about planning. And I mean, the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, the museum and BikerNet Emporium and the cycle showcase at Still Pony, all the stuff going on at Full Throttle. Not to forget about Poppy, Steve Broyles, and the old school chopper show that happens out in Sturgis. We're going to talk about it all in episode 309. Ken Ruples, good evening to you too, my man. So on top of that, we're also going to be unveiling the first 5, 6, or 7 of the Garage Build-Off builders for SmokeOut this year. Greg White, Black Hills Boogie. Black Hills does boogie. We love the boogie in the Black Hills. We do. Minute 59 and we're going live with this one. That's enough time for you to get a cold drink, kick back and relax, and get ready for America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about our very own Shop Talk, going live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Without fail, through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, we go live with this show, and we're looking for you to be involved. You see that box on the left-hand side of the screen right now? That's your comments coming in from all 15 channels that we broadcast Shop Talk every week, and we want you to be a participant. Don't just be another effing observer. Don't sit back and stalk and creep. Get involved, man. Do your part. Get in on the conversation. Even if you just want to pitch a bitch, let us know what you're thinking. Annie's in the house. What's up, Annie? All right. Steve Reed's here. So good. So good. Big crowd out in the parking lot tonight. 40 seconds until we go live with this one. I think that's about close enough, man. It's really crazy. This is gonna be a quick countdown. So I'm gonna give you guys the signal. We're gonna get this one out of the station and up onto the tracks and go live with this evening's episode of Shop Talk. Here we go.
Welcome to Shop Talk, your all-access pass to the heart of the motorcycle world. Every week, we fire up the mics with riders, builders, legends, and celebrities, bringing you raw stories, wild rides, and real talk from the road and the garage. From custom builds to killer events, we're covering the culture that keeps your wheels turning through the week. New episodes drop every Sunday. Watch on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcasts. This is more than a show. It's the sound of wrenches, good times, and the open road. This is Shop Talk. Now available on Cycle Source TV through Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android TV, iOS, and Android.
All right, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It is just after 9 p.m., actually 9:01. I was this close, 9:01 on the East Coast. It's 8 o'clock here in Mitchell, South Dakota, where we sit high atop Television Hill in the Clockworks campus and getting ready to go live with another episode of America's first and favorite motorcycle talk and entertainment show, Shop Talk. I'm Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine. I am going to be your host for the next 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheeled bullshit we can fit, and I am joined by my ever-faithful crew.
Hi.
How was that? I was all wound up tonight.
I like the new intro.
Right? How about that?
That's pretty cool. And technically, you were on time. You got an extra minute because you forgot to turn the countdown
I
clock
forgot
on.
to turn the clock on.
So.
And is it like it's 9:01 here, but 8 o'clock in Mitchell? Are you an hour and 1 minute behind?
Maybe.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, you gotta be. See, you bastards.
But anyway.
I'm surprised you're not
Hi,
late
guys.
for
Hating,
pie.
just saying.
So, a great week in motorcycling because finally the sun is out.
Oh, what a beautiful
Not everywhere
weekend.
and not steadily, but the sun has been out for enough people that I've heard riding over here, riding over there. People were riding motorcycles again. Thank God we're getting back
Sun
to
is
motorcycle
shining.
riding
It
season.
is so gorgeous this weekend. I hope every weekend is like
Big
that.
Brian just posted or just sent me a text that he just got done putting outriggers and buoys on his bike, so he's ready to go for a ride. As it's getting ready to storm. It's been thundering like mad here for like 5 minutes.
Dude,
so it's getting ready to come down again.
Oh,
you
jeepers.
guys have been without power even for like a week
Yeah.
or so, right?
Yeah, I think Flip's wife posted the other day 101 hours without power.
Oh, my goodness. We're so
Yeah,
spoiled.
you guys went through that right before you guys came here. Remember that
Yeah.
Verizon
Fiasco.
or West Penn Power fiasco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, Amelia's gotten lucky, although she called me super bummed today. She's like, man, the power flickered today just after I put my pizza in.
The troubles of a young girl, Mark. You know,
Yes,
remember when it was so hard.
Oh, my
Big D
goodness.
says it looks like we dyed our hair purple. That's because we changed things up a
We're
little bit.
changing things up a little
Going
bit.
with a different
New
background.
Yeah.
New
Trying to
intro.
hide the gray.
Shit's casual.
So, you know, we're doing that thing, man. Trying to keep it interesting.
Trying to keep it hip and young.
309 episodes later, we don't want you guys to get bored. Start looking around for other
right.
shows. All of a sudden, we hear from our friends.
Oh, my God.
Did you hear that Bagger Bader was on another show? We can see. That's what I'm saying.
That would be so sad.
We gotta keep it like.
Gotta keep it fresh.
All right, man.
Oh, I don't even, can't, yeah.
Have you guys been
I
smoking
got
weed?
nothing.
I haven't been smoking the weed, but this is the deal. We rode motorcycles yesterday.
We did.
We didn't have any place to go. We didn't have an event to hold.
Nope.
We didn't have a deadline to beat. We just went
The
on an
highlight of
effing
our
ride.
week, the highlight of our weekend, aside from the motorcycle ride, is like he would get up in the morning and he'd be like, "Look, come look at the plants. Come look at the plants. Look how much they grew."
Now wait, you have to explain this to Mark because immediately he's going to go back to pot.
Oh,
So
Not
we've started
those
a
plants.
garden.
Yeah, we started an honest to God raised bed
vegetable
garden.
garden.
Hey, look, Joe Marshall's here. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
I think I need to take your coffee away.
Good. Look, beautiful
just-
weather, Hot Springs.
did I just catch you on a squirrel?
Squirrel.
Oh yeah, total. There's
you see the
squirrels
size of that chicken?
everywhere.
Did you see the size of that chicken?
I don't know what that is from.
She's my butterfly.
Yeah, right. Too funny. Too funny.
Give me the coffee.
Oh man, hey, back away from my coffee, dude.
Give me the coffee.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, man, great week here. Looking forward to more of it. And just as we were getting ready for the show tonight, we got word that the Viola Flyer is back in Mitchell. We have a couple things we want to do with it, some video work, and then it's going back to SNS so that it can get loaded up for the trip to Born Free. But in the meantime, we have it in the garage and probably going to sneak a little ride in on it because who could blame me for that, right?
That would be
So-
pretty awesome. Hopefully we can do that this week.
A little bit of garage
Think
time.
that can happen this week?
I
Do you
think
think
it
maybe?
can. I think it can. I can. I think I can.
I think I can.
So listen, man, if it's your first time watching Shop Talk,
What the hell?
309 times we have come to the plate with a 90 to 120 minute show.
309 times.
I
Dennis
know.
Kirk, thank you so much. Please don't ever,
And
ever
everybody
close
up in the
door.
corner over there that you see,
Yep.
those logos going by, that's people that make sure that we're bringing you guys the news, the entertainment, everything that we do here on Shop Talk. Hit the like button, man. Make sure that you're passing this along to your friends. You can copy the link, put it live on your site, do the whole deal. Help us.
Oh,
Last
Jim
garden.
Gray.
Last garden I started was in my closet when I was 13. Told my parents it was a science fair project.
Nice.
So good. XAN Biker put up the curtain for sound dampening. No, actually, we thought the pretty background was detracting from ourselves.
Well, and
No, just kidding.
let's be honest. So you guys might have noticed that our other interest, which is up to this point been referred to as Grease and Gears TV, has had a name change. We've rebranded this operation as Cycle Source TV as it goes along with the magazine and everything else that we do. And in that, our backdrop, we didn't even realize, still said Grease and Gears. It's 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide and like just had the wrong name on it. So until we get that straightened out. But I do invite you to go over because we've been 2.5 years now. We've been loading content onto Cycle Source TV. And man, I'm super proud of this.
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better.
Super proud. If you like,
there's so much more to come.
If you like feature bikes, if you like old bikes, if you like racing, if you like working on stuff, like if you just like cool stories about great places to go, like Tombstone or the Jack Daniel's Distillery, like there's a bunch of shit for everybody to check out. So
cool stuff. Radar, why are you sucking up to me? I'm just curious.
don't do it, Radar. She's a tough
just
love.
curious.
I'm telling you right now.
Is there anything on that channel about apple pie?
No, there's
yeah.
Huckleberry. There's mention of
Huckleberry.
Huckleberry.
Yeah, there is a
So-
great mention of Huckleberry in there, which is a great little film made.
Excuse me. So listen, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to Shop Talk. Like I said, every Sunday we go live with this. Please tune in. Let us know what you think over in the comment box. We're happy to take your comments, questions, concerns. What is Shop Talk if it's your first time? A little bit of entertainment. We do some videos. We do feature bikes. We have some products. We start the whole thing off with a little segment we call
The news.
Oh, I wish I had something good to say about the struggle over at the Motor Factory, but
So much.
we sure don't, man. Like, it just seems like they're going back and forth with the H partners. Today on Power Sports Business, a big release about Harley's response to the H partners. You know, basically, H partners say that Harley's a bunch of bastards. Harley
Yeah.
says back, you guys don't know what
It's
you're talking
defending
about.
its board and strategic direction, and it's urging shareholders to vote for its board nominees.
And that's really what the whole thing comes down to. They're in a struggle over seats on the board and who's in control. And it just begs me to put this out there. Can somebody just focus on making an affordable, great motorcycle again? And I bet you the rest of that
Filibuster.
shit. Yeah. I mean, Mark, hurry up and enter your filibuster. Start reading off some
What
else.
would,
damn
what would the hat
filibuster.
be? Make Harley great again? What would it?
Could you imagine one of us doing a filibuster there? That'd be freaking awesome.
What would you read? What would your read be?
Go. I'd start out with like Alice in Wonderland.
Well,
I mean,
anyway.
what would matter? Wouldn't matter.
We can put the link up for you guys so you can read more about the Free the Eagle initiative. And as bad as that name is, good on them for trying to enact some change.
Well, that and yeah, exactly. They're taking action and not just bitching.
Something good to talk about, also from Power Sports Business. Flying Piston Benefit funds kindergarten bike program in Daytona Beach. All Kids Bike, the national nonprofit that teaches kindergarten students how to ride bikes in PE class, is activating its Learn to Ride program at R.J. Longstreet Elementary School in Daytona Beach, Florida, thanks to a donation from the Flying Pistons Benefit.
I think that's so great. I love I love it.
It really is, dude. And I mean, you know, if you guys haven't heard of the Flying Piston Benefit thing, they do it all over the place. And there's an opportunity for you to get involved too in your very own hometown. You can hold a ride, raise some money, get involved with these people, and start bringing bikes to the local high school or grade school. I mean, because this is where motorcycle enthusiasm starts. When you give a kid the freedom of their first bicycle, that's where it all begins.
It can change their whole, and not even just that. And you do hope that it leads them to a lifetime on two wheels and motorcycling. But if nothing else, hopefully it gets them out in the fresh air and away from the screens.
Amen.
Like that would be my biggest goal, is getting. That's why I always support the Dream Rides bicycle giveaway every year. If it can get those kids to put down that screen and get outside and do something.
We record this show, right?
Yeah. Why?
Well, if I put some video overlays of you with your screen.
Oh, don't even. Don't even
yeah, like
go
he has
there.
room to talk.
I
right?
know.
I know, right?
Look, me, the tech.
He just has a headset.
All right, so
Nice.
in from motorcycle power sports news, power sport leaders advocate for industry on Capitol Hill. Leaders from across the power sports industry convened on the nation's capital on April 8th. Power Sports Capitol Hill Fly-In, holding 95 meetings with members of Congress and their staffers. The annual event brought together staff and member company representatives for the Motorcycle Industry Council, the Recreation Off-Highway Vehicle Association, and the Specialty Vehicle Institute of America to advocate for the millions of Americans who ride motorcycles, ATVs. On and on and on it goes. This brings up the subject that between the last show or two, we were invited, as was everyone in the motorcycle industry, to participate in a symposium that the Motorcycle Industry Council put on. It was to discuss the tariffs and the impact the tariffs are having on the motorcycle industry, to get people informed and get them prepared for what might be changing about our business. I want to first give the people from the Motorcycle Industry Council the kudos for having that. The one thing I have to say right off the bat is it was very two-sided. The original moderator that introduced the whole symposium had clearly had an agenda against the tariffs, against the current administration, and a bunch of stuff. And I just wish he would have left the politics out of it. Because if he would have just provided information, but there was even some scare tactics and everything. The nice thing was that he had, and I can't remember the woman's name, I wish I was more prepared, but she was formerly an aide to Senator Marsha Blackburn. And she really, she didn't kowtow to one side or the other. She delivered a lot of great information. So that's another kudos. I'll give them that, because they really made sure that somebody was there to just, deliver information and get people ready. Because a lot of people with a shingle hanging up outside of their building are waiting to figure out if the shit is going to hit the fan or not. So start off with good for MIC for doing that to begin with, because it was a big production that they didn't have to go through. Just, again, let's try to get together on some shit and leave politics at the door, right?
Amen.
So
There's the hard part.
Amen.
that's gonna do it for the news tonight, man.
Ooh,
it was
quick and easy.
Yeah, kind of a light
Easy
and
peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, I got nothing.
Really, Heather. All right, man. Listen, if there's a subject that we're missing every week and you want us to pay attention to, or anything that you're thinking about the show, make sure you send a message in. We'll check it out. Right now, we're going to take a quick break, and actually,
they'll come to me anyway.
We actually, Mark, how about this? We get some great mail here in the studio.
This was so good.
Killer mail. This one blew me away. Up until this point, the coolest thing we ever got from a reader or a listener or anything was a guy that was in
Incarcerated.
federal prison, made us a giant leather logo of Cycle Source magazine.
So
It's a-
cool.
and
For
it
the
was
20th, for our
yeah,
20th anniversary, right?
so cool they did that. And before this thing, that was one of the coolest things that we'd ever received. We're going to take a look at that, but shortly
This
thereafter,
guy's not even in prison.
right on the other side, we have Mr. Keith Ball waiting in the wings, and he's going to come in and talk to us about everything Sturgis. He's got stuff to talk about with the museum, even an update about the roof there, which you guys might not know this, but the museum needs a roof. So get your checkbook out. We're going to go to the museum. Right after, we look at this cool mail call. Is that what we're going to call it? Mail call? Let's check it out. We come back on the other side. Keith Ball. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk. Okay, so at Cycle Source Magazine and Shop Talk, we
Every now and then.
we love collecting stuff though.
Right.
First and foremost, like if you look all around the walls of almost every, we're like old skater kids, right?
Wait a minute.
Put stickers on it. Yeah, it's me. It's me.
He has
it's me.
stuff everywhere.
That's
Everywhere.
that's
He
okay.
likes things. Do
It's
I
me.
like things? Anyway, so every now and then we have an awesome mail day. Completely.
This was an awesome.
This was an awesome mail day, and we're very lucky.
We
Like,
are.
this is cool.
We have some of the greatest fans and supporters in the world.
Mhm.
One that we're celebrating today is Jim Cook, who sent along this incredible gift. We saw a little picture of it, but now we're going to unbox it and we're going to share it with you guys because I can't even believe.
I can't believe somebody would take the time to do this,
Yeah.
let alone gift it to us.
And wow,
It's so humbling.
it's so cool.
Oh
so
my God,
much
look how
cooler,
cool that is.
Even in person. Look, we're going to share this with you guys.
Check this out.
So this is from our Sturgis
A disco party.
Black Hills Boogie Disco Party.
Yeah. I think this might have been our first one. I'm not sure.
I'm in the silver striped pants.
Oh no, definitely not the first
No,
one.
'cause I had the
This
full
is a
pimp
few
outfit.
in, but Jim Cook found this picture of us, and he did this incredible portrait. And again, he gifted it to us.
Oh, what's the note?
Let's see. To Chris and Heather, thanks for all you do.
Oh.
Jim Cook, aka Rude Boy, April 2025.
So one of the greatest things about this is not only is Jim a friend of the show and a fan of what we do,
Yeah.
he's also going to be set up at the SmokeOut Rally
Yes.
this year. So you can see this painting
Mhm.
and many more of his incredible pieces of art.
This painting is going to be in my office.
Well, we're going to take it there. We can
Maybe. We'll
see who doesn't like stuff,
I like art.
right?
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I love art. I need more walls so I can have more art. I don't like things.
But one more time, Jim, you're
You rock.
awesome.
Thank you so much. Very humbling, very grateful. This is badass.
Oh, nice. Paul Yaffe product, huh?
Yeah, man, so excited.
Got a new build?
I do. It's. Aren't you Paul Yaffe?
No, I've never met the guy. But I do know you can get all of his products at DennisKirk.com.
There you go.
Is this me? Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Listen to Not Paul Yaffe. Get all your Bagger Nation products right now at DennisKirk.com.
I'm Brian Clock from Clockworks in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk, and I cannot even believe that we're talking about the 85th anniversary of the Sturgis Motorcycle
you're so
Rally.
excited about Sturgis this year.
Well, I'm saying 85th anniversary. Like, you know, in our pre-show with Keith Ball, he said that we're going into a new era, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he said that out loud. I remember when we were doing our documentary around the 80th, and it was COVID, and everything was shut down and screwed up, like 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 5 years ago. Holy gamoly.
Yeah.
But you say everything was screwed up. I think that was one of the best.
Go ahead. Wait, let me get you on big screen because you look like you're making a dirty symbol. Go ahead.
Oh.
Who does that remind you of?
Mr. Jansen. Mr. Jansen.
Every time somebody brings up that, I think of that move. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Wait a minute.
He did such a great
either
job.
that or this one here. He'd be talking like this and he'd go.
Yeah.
I miss Paul. I miss Pat.
I miss Pat like crazy.
Oh, me too. And that's another thing, man. That Cycle Source TV, go watch that, dude. That was so awesome and so fulfilling for as rough as it was.
Yeah, and actually, here let me put it up just so you guys can see because I think we might even have made it free at this point to watch it on the network. There, Motorcycle Movies. This is Sturgis. 80 years in a day. And this was, like I said, this was through the pandemic, man. It was heavy. A lot of people didn't know if Sturgis was going to go on. You guys remember them, like all the major news networks were every day they were banging on Rod Woodruff. He, like to most of the world, he was a son of a bitch because he still wanted to have a party even though the world was in chaos and they didn't understand. And I give him a lot of credit because Rod really stepped up, man. He really stepped up and told him where the bear shit in the woods.
And that was one of the
shocking.
For me, that was one of the coolest Sturgises that I've been to, and I've been to.
Yep.
I think this year might be 20 years.
Holy shit, Heather!
Right?
You don't look old enough to have been to Sturgis 20 times.
Aw, thank you. I love when you lie to me.
Wow. What the hell do you want?
All right, well, listen, man. Our next guest has been to Sturgis at least 20 times. Hell, he liked it so much he just moved there. Anytime there's an opportunity to further this culture, this cat gets involved, and that brings him to the work he is now doing with the museum. Let's bring on Mr. Keith Ball. Keith, what's up, buddy?
Oh, just a million things all at once.
What's that?
I said just a million things.
Right,
all at once. That's what I always tell my son and my grandson when they call and say, "Hey, what's up, Gramps?" I say a million things all at once. Never a dull moment.
So Sturgis 85th anniversary. Jesus, 85th. When was your first Sturgis, Keith?
87.
Wow.
I was involved in Sturgis from 78. Mike Lichter went to Sturgis to cover it for Easy Riders in 81. I've been working with Mike Lichter since 1981.
God bless you.
I figure out that's 44 years.
God bless you. Just for that, you deserve another ring of some sort.
But I'll tell you, there's just so much going on. And the 85th, it is and could be a transformative year. I think there's going to be more racing than there's ever been in Sturgis this year.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. American Flat Track is coming out in a big way.
So are they bringing the street racing back?
I'm not sure if they're going to bring their street racing back, but they're going to open up the half mile, the historic half mile that's been sitting there for 15, 20 years is now going to come alive again.
Hey, congratulations, Sturgis.
Awesome.
You know what? We all need to give them some kudos for that because they were actually talking about repurposing that whole property for a while, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Now there's even more. I mean, there's so much more going on. I mean, Michael Lichter is going to be set up at the Full Throttle this year. The Jackpine Gypsies they've now set up a world-class motocross track on their property, where they also will be doing hill climbs. So racing is going to have a big presence in this rally.
Maybe that's what we should make our focus
tomorrow
this year.
night, I'm going to attend the Sturgis City Council meeting, where we're going to be talking about all these things and all that's going on for the 85th. It's going to be a massive year.
Well, please tell them to keep us in mind for any updates or anything, because bringing that out to people, getting more people every year. I believe if a person that's into motorcycles gets to Sturgis one time, that's all you ever have to do. You'll have that person as a riding partner and as a customer forever if they make it to Sturgis once.
It'll change your life.
Yes, sir.
Now, regarding the museum has a roof leak, and we're about to replace both roofs. So, but in addition to that, we're going to have the Easy Rider Streamliner.
This is so cool.
on display or exhibited in the museum for the rally. We're going to have an Easy Riders magazine exhibit with Easy Rider staff members' bikes and some really historic stuff. And actually, Daniel James is working on a painting of the 3 founders of Easy Riders magazine.
That's so cool. That was one of the saddest things I can remember in a while. So you guys that weren't tuned into the show, was it last week that we announced that?
Yes.
That Joe Teresi, one of the 3 founders of Easy Rider magazine, of Paisano Publications, passed away. And when I talked to Keith about it, he told me, he says, yeah, that was the last living Paisano, the last of the 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
End of an era.
Yes, it is.
Right. A guy called me up and said, Keith, you gotta put a picture in the museum of Joe, because the Paisanos started the custom motorcycle industry.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, there's no, as much as the hamsters did also, when it came to the celebration of the culture and really those were the first pages of the motorcycle history book when it came to custom motorcycling. I mean, he deserves all the credit in the world for that. All 3 of those guys.
So, and then this year we've fired up our first raffle program. We're selling raffle tickets for Daniel James art. Daniel James, he's such an amazing guy, and he's helped out so much with this whole process. So if you want to buy a ticket and win some art, or win an S&S engine, or win a G-Clay painted by David Mann of the Easy Rider Streamliner.
Wow.
That's also one of the prizes. But in addition to that, the museum is really kind of coming alive. We're probably going to have an event every day of the rally, showing off Daniel James art, unveiling Scott Jacobs art, unveiling the Easy Rider Streamliner. We're just going to be kind of nonstop. And there's my store.
Yeah, I was
just catty corner across the street. We just put new windows in it, and then the roof leaked.
So this is a common theme. All of a sudden, we're talking about, and the museum has the opportunity to raise funds for their roof leak. What are we going to do for yours? I think we need a roof party.
Exactly. We need something. A good insurance company.
Oy.
Yeah.
So
I've gone to a lot of blowing roofs off parties. I've never gone to a putting a roof on party.
You have to. That's
Right.
bullshit. We used to have them at the shop all the time, Mark. Everybody gets a bucket of that silver shit.
Oy.
Yeah, right. Invite them over for a cookout. Yeah.
Right.
So I have
I
to
wish
say,
it was that easy,
Right.
but they make it tough and expensive.
Yep.
Yep.
so I have to say, Keith, since the new, for lack of a better word, regime is in at the Motorcycle Museum, I know you guys have a lot of new board members and a new director. Everything you guys are doing, even right down to the website, it seems like you're stepping everything up. And it's so great to see that, because this is such a big part of our culture of the, custom motorcycling and, stuff that doesn't necessarily fall into the AMA category.
Yeah.
So I love seeing all the work that's going into it, right down to the social media being, a little more amped up and the website being refined and all of this stuff. So kudos to the whole board.
Right.
I think it's outstanding.
Well, thank you very much for that. We've worked, it's really sort of a interesting story, but when the last sort of regime fell apart and we came in and we brought in, everybody in the industry wants to help the Sturgis Museum. And one of my goals, and you'll get a kick out of this, one of my goals is to make that museum world class. And we would love to expand it or love to have a museum that's like 3 times the square footage of that, where we could really do something world class. And not only, we want to do it for the museum, we want to do it for the city, we want to do it for the rally, and we want to do it for the motorcycle industry all over the world.
Right on.
But yeah, and you'll get such a kick out of this. Okay, so anytime I talk to somebody, I'd say the city of Sturgis needs 2 things. It needs a Sturgis Harley-Davidson dealership, and it needs a world-class museum. Well, we now have a Sturgis Harley-Davidson dealership.
Yes, sir. You
Yeah,
do.
they're selling bikes now.
That's
Selling
They're
bikes.
selling bikes. They'll have a service department. It's going to be a full-on dealership, and what that means is, just like the Indian dealership, when a guy wants to trade in his motorcycle, he'll ride halfway across the country to come to the Sturgis Indian dealership to buy his new bike.
That's
And
great.
the same will apply to Sturgis Harley-Davidson. Now a guy wants to buy a new Harley, he wants to come out here, he wants to buy it from Sturgis Harley-Davidson.
That's I don't know if enough credit was ever given to the guy that did the Indian dealership there, because how many people ever think of the fact that is I am Indian Motorcycle Sturgis. So literally that guy can put out stuff that says I am Sturgis. I'm Sturgis.
Right.
Indian Motorcycle Sturgis. That was
Well, here's a
brilliant.
fascinating little fact. One of the original guys who helped set up the first Indian dealership in Sturgis was Tim Sutherland. He's now the general manager of Harley-Davidson in Sturgis.
Yeah. So
Neat guy.
Monkey had a great question. Is the Harley dealer going to be badging their motorcycles with a special badge like Indian does in Sturgis?
I would think so.
Yeah. Boy, that would
Actually, Daniel James has designed a sticker, a Sturgis 85th and Sturgis Motorcycle Museum sticker. And I told Tim, we could come over and make sure that if a guy wants it, he could have a sticker, an 85th Sturgis Rally sticker on his new Harley.
Right on. That's awesome. So,
right on. Well, listen, we're going to have to get you back on here.
Yeah, way a lot.
After you get this next meeting under your belt, so you can. I'm going to try to bring people as much information this year for Sturgis as we've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get you back on and get another update here in another month or so.
So
That'd be great.
Yeah, also for those of you that don't know, if you want a raffle ticket or if you just want to donate to the Sturgis Museum, just go to their website, sturgismuseum.com. There's a donate button there. You can get your raffle tickets there. Support something that, supports our culture.
But listen, on top of that, you sons of bitches, if you can afford an extra day or two before or after the rally, maybe we'll all get together and put a roof on Bandit's Biker Emporium.
All right.
Listen, me and Mark are there, Keith.
We could do that.
We're there.
I'm good. I'm a good day laborer.
Donate to the museum. Let's fix the roof on the museum.
Amen. Yeah,
I've done plenty of those roofs, Keith. All we got to do is get the stuff there and us, and we'll get that bitch done.
Exactly. All
right, buddy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Listen, in the meantime, get over to bikernet.com. Check them out. As far as being an arbiter of real news. Words are hard. Of real news, Keith is the man. He's been doing it for longer than we've been doing any of our dumb shit. So go check him out. And
Well, we're about the same.
yeah.
Aren't you like 28?
We're 28
He's
this
a
year.
year
yep.
older than you. BikerNet's a year older
I think
than
I'm 28
CycleSource.
too, 96.
Yeah, but that was BikerNet. Think about that for a minute. Think about the fact that when I started CycleSource, nobody wanted to talk about the internet. Keith had already been involved in motorcycle media, and nobody wanted to talk about the internet. And he was like, "Yeah, I believe in this enough that this is what I'm doing. This is it." You know, good on you, man.
Well, we've got a
thank
bunch
you.
of people volunteering to come swing hammers for you. So
Yeah, how about
just
it?
let us know.
How about it? We got guys that have hammer. We'll travel.
Really.
Yep.
All right, you guys take care.
All right,
Thanks,
Keith.
Keith.
Thanks, man.
See you, Keith.
Hey, listen, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We got a lot more to do, a lot more to talk about. What do you got, Heather? Oh, really?
You can't put me on the spot like that. I have so much to say. Monkey, in honor of Easy Riders, he's going to go topless.
Wow.
It'll be for charity, though. I told him I'd make him some special pasties.
We are getting ready to have, we have multiple guests tonight. I think I told you guys at the beginning of the
Oh my
show.
gosh,
We're
so
getting ready
many.
to bring our next guest in, and it's Steve Broyles. And as soon as he turns his phone sideways so that his
I think-
picture's nice and wide, we're
I
going to.
think he's got his phone on screen lock.
Oh, unlock! You got to
Nice
unlock
send.
it. Got to
Unlock it. Mark,
How
on the
much fun would it be to
Mark,
go out
be
there and put
honest.
that roof on?
On the commercial
Built?
break,
Right?
did you go get apple pie?
No, no, but let me tell you, I can smell it, and that's all I can think about right now.
Man.
Dana's holding it hostage.
She's all right. I made a strawberry, I don't know strawberry cream pie, I guess, this week. It was really good.
Okay, well, we're gonna.
Didn't get none of that.
Steve seems like he still has his phone on lock, but we're going to go to him anyway. If you guys have been Sturgis veterans, you've obviously been to the best old school chopper show that goes on in Sturgis. There he goes. He got it. I'm talking about the old school chopper show at the Full Throttle, which has been going on for as long as I can remember, and this man has been putting it down. So let's get Steve on. I knew you could do it, Poppy.
He's a tech wizard.
How about Radar?
Yeah.
How about Radar busting my balls? He's asking me if I plugged the laptop in. That happened one time. One time. It happens to everyone. It wasn't that big of a deal. Dude, so listen, I gotta let you in on the joke. We go to the circus the other night, the Shrine Circus.
It was just like going to the Limpnicki lot back in the old days.
And there's two clowns, and we during intermission we're just busting each other's balls, right? Well, the one clown was doing this trick where he had a piece of rope that he would walk up with, and it was stiff, and he'd hand it to a kid, and as soon as the kid grabbed it, the rope went limp. Well, he walks over to me, and he has this rope, and he hands it to me. And when it goes limp, I look at Heather, and I go, it's not a big deal when it happens to everyone. I thought that clown was going to piss his pants.
It was so funny.
I said, listen, man, you can absolutely use that. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And then he calls the other clown over. He's like, you got to hear this. You got to hear this.
So, Steve, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
85th anniversary of Sturgis is what we're talking about this year.
That's right, 85th year.
Wow.
And 19 years at the Full Throttle with the old school chopper show.
No shit.
Cool.
When was your first Sturgis?
That was my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You ask him. Go ahead. Wait, here.
Go ahead.
Let's start that over. Go ahead.
Poppy, what was the first year you went to Sturgis?
If I can remember back correctly, it was probably 1979, 1980.
Wow.
Oh,
No
I was
shit.
5 or 6.
Dude, tell us about Sturgis then.
It certainly wasn't like it is now. I'm going to tell you that. It was more barren at that point in time. Things weren't as large and as built as big as they were, you know. But it was still about the bars and still about partying. That's for sure. A lot of stuff, you know, basically at the campgrounds. I can't remember what campground we camped at, but I do remember staying at a hotel. We got up out of there and went and stayed at a hotel in Deadwood.
Yeah.
Up on the hill.
Oh, I just did to Poppy what Missy's granddaughter did to me the other day. I was like, oh, I was 5 or 6, and which is terrible. But the
Why?
other day,
You got to be 5 or 6 sometime.
But no, here's the deal.
right.
I was talking to Missy and her granddaughter's in history class, and she's like, "Grandma, this is so boring." I'm like, "Well, what are they learning?" She's like, "Well, we're learning about the 1980s." And I was like, it hurt so bad to think that the 1980s are now in history class.
That's some bullshit right there.
They're teaching
Well, you know
about
what
the
they say, right?
1980s.
If you remember the 80s, you weren't there.
Oh,
Right?
it literally
exactly.
crushed my soul. I felt like I got punched in the stomach. And like that, and the music I listened to in high school is now on the oldies station. It's just so crushing. Oh.
So a couple
Bobby's loving
messages.
this.
A couple messages real quick. Tyke Foster says, I had a Honda Matic. My brother got me. I'm a quad man myself. Grew up racing flat track as a child. Had a bad experience on a pit bike. Professional Monkey says, fun fact, Poppy helped me to identify that bastard of a motor and the loser. The bottom end is dying, so no chopper for me at Sturgis this year. But Poppy did the old long distance mechanic.
As always, you know, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. That's
Cindy
always good.
Panera is here. Hi, Cindy.
No kidding.
Wow.
Cindy Pan in the house. Far
Oh,
out.
there she is. Look at that.
Monkey, you
Haven't
shut
talked
your
to Cindy.
dirty
Hi,
face.
Cindy.
So Poppy, your show, 19 years at the Full Throttle, and we're looking
Yeah.
at pictures from last year, and this shit right here blew my mind. 2 Detroit brother bikes side by side at your show in Sturgis last year.
Yeah, that's Tommy and his brother.
So
Rick.
cool.
They come in the shop all the time, you know. And the fun fact about that was that Jamie and oh God, I'm drawing a blank now. The 2 brothers
Dave.
themselves, Dave and Jamie. One of my first shops that was in Redford, Michigan, actually came into my shop looking to get to see if I needed to hire him, which was fun, you know, at the time. And they were just kids. They wanted something to do, you know. And look where they took that to. They did a great job, you know. And the bikes that they built were phenomenal, you know. But I think Tommy owns probably every one of the Detroit brothers bikes if they're out there. I think he's got them all.
So always great bikes at this show. But more than that is I think it's the only show that operates the way that it does in Sturgis, and that's the big claim to fame that you guys have, right?
There is no winner in the show. That's the fun part. Everybody at the show gets a ticket when they enter. That actually allows them to be involved into a drawing that we take pretty much for the whole show. We give away over, I don't know, $15,000 worth of gifts. And when I go back to this where I say there's no winner, we ask at least 10 or 15 of our closest friends, builders, bike people that are in the industry to come in and pick the bike that they like. And with that, we'll present a plaque to them and say, your bike was chosen by Bill Dodge, or your bike was chosen by Jeremy Valentine, so on and so forth. Chris Callan,
Roadside Marty.
Roadside Marty.
What would it be like? What would it be like to have to go home from Sturgis with a trophy that said that Roadside Marty thought your shit was cool?
It'd be great, man. Come on.
Explain
Think
that to your
about it.
wife.
That's my cohort and
Oh, mine
and
too.
brother, man, and you know, takes care of stuff for me all the time with that.
Mine too.
You know,
We
he's
love
the
that.
co-host of the show.
So, Poppy, what?
He kills me. He's so much fun.
Oh yeah. I didn't hear Heather.
I think
I'm
that's
sorry.
I think that's part of what makes that show so cool is the eclectic group of people that you bring up there, and you know, like prepare. People come up there and you know try and prepare a little bit, but it's so much fun and so normal and like off the cuff. Yeah, you know, you get to hear a lot of good stories and talk to a lot of fun people, and it's just a super relaxed show. There's no pressure. I think that's the coolest part about that.
Wait 1 second. Speaking of no pressure, Joe Marshall's in the comments over here.
Yep.
And he
Yep,
said,
he was with us last year. Yeah.
He says best show in Sturgis. Thanks, Joe.
Hello.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
Thanks
you,
a
Joe.
lot. Appreciate you, Joe.
Just saying, thanks, Joe.
That's all right. That's all right. You suck up the Poppy. You see what happened. No trophy for you. 2 years. No trophy for you.
You go now. You go now.
Oh, come on now.
Time.
They're all good. Everybody out there is good people.
I'm just.
you know.
Look, he said I knew it was coming.
Yeah, right.
There's two great shows in Sturgis.
Listen, baby, don't bitch to me. You sliced a potato. You sliced a potato.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Whatever.
kill 'em.
Oh, Joe, you can't save yourself now. They are not all the best. Please.
So other than that, this man right here, we're joking about him being the long distance mechanic, but this cat through Daytona fixes more motorcycles at Tosa's shop. I swear to God, somehow the city of Daytona needs to come up with a fund to pay him for the goodwill. He is a goodwill ambassador for motorcycle people.
That's right.
Keeping motorcycles running throughout the week, and he does it wherever he goes. So if you see him in Sturgis, buy him a coffee. He likes it black and dirty.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, black and strong. That's for sure.
Buy him a coffee.
I wore a flannel tonight just so we could do the mafia thing.
Nice.
You know, I just wanted
See
to make
that,
sure.
Mark?
So
Yeah, right. Where's
show
Rob?
is
Where's Rob
always-
at now? Where's the mafia boss now?
show is always on Monday at Full Throttle. Why did you start doing a show in Sturgis 19 years ago?
Actually, it's 20 years ago we did the show. We've been at the Full Throttle for 19 of
Okay.
those years. So it's our 19th year. We just say it's our 19th year. We first show we did was across the street at the Big White Tent. That was the first show that we did.
Okay.
And pretty much just kind of set the precedence, you know. And so the 19 years we've been at the Full Throttle doing the show, which has been phenomenal with Mike Ballard and everybody at the Full Throttle, you know, helping us and promoting and pushing and with you guys, you know, on top of it and, you know, pushing us and saying that, you know, what we're doing here and just putting us on the air like this right now is phenomenal, you know. I don't know what I'd do without you guys either, you know. So I mean, it goes back and forth, you know.
Come on, that's our
Probably
Poppy.
answer a lot less questions.
So one person
A
that
lot less dumb ones anyway.
I'm going to give a
Yeah,
shout
right. A
out
lot
to
less
you
questions.
on your behalf, Poppy, is your beautiful bride, Tanya. She works so hard
Oh my
getting
God, that
prizes
show. Yep.
for this show and the hundreds of prizes she collects for you guys to give away at the show is incredible.
And that's another unique thing too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to talk about the prizes.
Yeah, well, you know, we give away, like I said, thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and our sponsors, of course, Mid USA, Drag Specialties, just to name a few. Jewelry people like Deborah's Jewelry is another one. Knives is a knife company that gives us knives to give away. We give away all kinds of things, clothing. I think I gave away a Springer and some wheels last year. 2 Springers the year before that. And then just endless stuff, fenders, tanks. It just goes on and on. It's really a collective of a really kind of like this big social event that everybody gets involved with. And I always want to call it, you know, it's more like a carnival show, and I like it to keep it that way. You know, I really like to keep it that way, where you get a ticket, we put it in the bucket. You don't have to win. Your bike doesn't have to be, you know, chosen to be first in its class or anything else. And guess what? You can go home with Springer front end. You might not have got anything. All of a sudden, bang, pull your ticket and you get a Springer front end, or you get a set of wheels, or you get a tank, or you get this, or you get that. We gave away 6 sets of Ford controls last year, which I thought were really cool. And somebody's going to take those and go home and go, hey, look, they fit on that frame that's been sitting over there.
Let's
and
build
pretty
a
soon
chopper.
you're going to have Ford controls on it, then a front end. And pretty soon we got another bike on the road, and, you know, we're contributing to the industry, you know, which is the best part.
And bad choices. Hey, listen, real quick, I want to go back in the comment feed here for a minute, because Professional Monkey, we were talking about what is everybody's first Sturgis, and he says, my first Sturgis was 1990. A 45-year-old motorcycle then would have been a 1945. Today, get ready, a 45-year-old motorcycle was a 1980. My first Harley was an 81 Shovelhead. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was a lot of math.
Well, Professional Monkey did all the math. He's the smart one. He just had
to read it.
Yeah.
I was riding a 1971 chopper.
So cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So cool.
Who's doing the math on that?
Not me.
We got props for Mailman that helps out. Mailman helps out with the show too, and anyone with the initials SB is obviously a badass. Bagger Bader says.
Well.
You're a little partial.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, her microphone.
Again?
But it's working.
Well, you got to pick it up maybe.
Now it is.
It was working. I think Chris
Now it's not.
hitting the mute button for me.
You moved it. Now it's off again.
Works on the bottom.
Yeah. The other part works.
I love how he thinks it's me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, I swear.
That's funny though. There's a user interface. Like when the mic's not working, you have to unplug it. I don't know what's going on.
I
with it.
did. It's
Hit it with
just
a hammer.
Gremlins.
No hammer. No hammer.
No hammer.
That's because I'm talking to you.
So,
Yeah,
Poppy,
right.
anything different this year? Anything up your sleeve that we should be looking forward to? Is it just gonna be an awesome off the hook show as always?
It's just going to be an awesome off the hook show. But if I tell you all the fun stuff that's going to happen, you won't come. You'll just say, "Oh, I heard about that."
I will always
So
show up for you, Poppy.
now you got to be there.
Nope, I will always show up for you. We leave our own event to come to your show because it's just that awesome.
Absolutely.
That you do, and I love you both, all of you for that.
Hey, and here's the thing, man. So Steve Broyles puts on this show. Him and his people come out of the goodness of their heart, and they put that all together at the Full Throttle. But his 9 to 5 is Stevenson Cycles in Wayne, Michigan. Did I get the town right?
You did.
Wow. Can't even believe that. I have had too much coffee tonight. So in Wayne, Michigan, but the one thing I will tell you about this cat, he is one of the few remaining souls on this planet that has the knowledge that he does, that can build a motor, transmission of any year motorcycle, and take advantage of that. If you got a serious project that you're looking for somebody that knows what the hell is going on, this is your man right here. Check him out at Stevenson Cycle.
Well, thank you very much for that plug.
Knowledge.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, don't bitch
I
at
think
me
one of the-
next week when the phone's
that?
One of the
Don't.
coolest.
Go ahead.
One of the coolest things about Steve is not only can he build that motor, but when he's taking it apart, he can explain to you, number one, what happened and if it's going to happen again or why it happened. Again, this guy's a wealth of knowledge.
Yep.
I've watched him and Chris through those videos do that panhead motor. And when Chris came home, he was like, dude, I don't need help again. He said, that is one of the greatest teachers I've ever been in a room with. Super cool.
We had a good time. I'm telling you, those couple of weeks were amazing.
Some of the
I
best.
don't know what I liked better, sleeping at the shop or building the motor. I don't know.
Dude, what was that? what was that pizza?
Oh, the Jets, the chicken and the chicken barbecue pizza.
Yep.
Oh, that was a must-have about every other day. I think we ate that.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
so good.
that was a great pizza.
I know for sure we will see you on Monday in Sturgis this year. Starts at what time?
Well, registration is from 9 to 12. The show is from 12 to 4, and that's the whole benefit of it, I guess. Once again, bring them. All bikes are welcome at this show. All bikes, doesn't matter what they are. We take them all in. We put them all up. If you got them, we'll take them, and that'll, you're eligible at that point to win the prizes that we're about to give away, which are great. Big shouts out to all the people that helped me with this show. There's a ton of them. There's Roy, Bill, Frank, Tanya, Wendy, all of them that come and help. I couldn't do this show without everybody, including you guys. I really couldn't.
So two people real
it's-
quick. Irish Rich says, Steve, an awesome guy. My first Sturgis was 82, rode my 54 KH from Denver. And then Professional Monkey jumps right in and says, Poppy, any motors lying around?
I do have a K model Sportster motor,
Yeah, if you go to Poppy's place, he's got everything in the
buddy.
back. He's just like,
He sure
you'll be
does.
like, oh, I've been looking for one of these. Here, hold on. And he's probably got it out
So
back.
Troy Wasnich says he has to get with you on his 45 Nuck. So looks like you got some stuff coming in.
Well, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Busy as I am. I think I got something coming in the pike too, coming pretty soon.
There is a rigorous application process at the door of Stevenson Cycle. I'm going to tell you right
Hey, do you
now.
still have that Sportster trike out back?
Do I?
Just curious. While we're talking about, I'm just trying to do you. I know you need more room, like in.
Oh Jesus!
Just kidding.
Lost
This
you on
monkey
that
said
one.
the same thing. Just taking up space, trying to do a
Yeah,
brother
just
a
taking up
solid. I
space,
get
you
it.
know what I mean?
All right, Poppy. Well, listen, buddy.
Clean up a little.
We're gonna keep promoing the show and anything that you have extra you want to bring on here and get people last minute information. But otherwise, they're gonna see you in Sturgis and see you at Stevenson Cycle in person.
90 days, guys. We got 90 days. I don't want to
Holy
remind you how tight that
shit.
is.
Stop it.
Oh, I need more time. I need more time.
All right, Poppy. We'll catch you soon, buddy.
I love you guys. Thanks for everything.
Be
Have a
good,
great
Poppy.
day.
Hi to Tanya for us.
I will.
Can we do a couple of our garage build announcements?
Yeah, let's do that.
Can we do a couple of them?
Let's do that real quick. So, if you guys are not hip, last year at the SmokeOut, we brought out a new thing called the Garage Build-Off.
What is it not?
It is not the amateur chop-off. Absolutely not the amateur chop-off that the Horse Magazine used to throw at the SmokeOut.
Which was
that
awesome.
Thing was awesome, yeah. This is just not that. This is for garage guys and girls to just come have a motorcycle. It's not what they do. They're not professionals, and they get a little bit of shine. So we are going to start announcing the people that made the cut for this year's Garage Build-Off builders.
Yep.
And we're going to start with, do we have a drum roll on this thing anymore?
Do we want to do drum roll like? Okay, there you go.
That was really bad.
That was terrible.
Number one, and the logo's in the way. Who's putting this show together?
Christopher. His name is Brandon Nowak.
There you go.
And he is from Luxembourg, Wisconsin. He's in. He is in.
Okay, number one.
Number one.
Number two,
Brian Badger.
Battle Creek, Michigan.
You're in, buddy. I cannot wait to see what you're bringing.
Number three, Christopher Blaylock.
Murphy, North Carolina. All right.
Number four,
Johnny Childers, Fruitport, Michigan.
Fruitport, Michigan. Two Michigan guys.
Right?
I like fruit.
Listen, we got more, but we're going to hold off a little bit on announcing any more of the Garage Build-Off builders, just in case you're just sitting there waiting.
We
Real
got
nice.
a couple more. I will say that unfortunately, I think I have one or two openings still available because we had to disqualify a couple people because they, like one guy, great application, but he restores and flips motorcycles for a living. So, meh.
Yeah, and that's the rule, man. Like to be in on this thing, it can't be your regular gig.
Yeah, and I'm definitely trying to do our due diligence. I'm even calling people and being like, okay, what's your day job? Tell me, what are you doing?
So going on to our next guest, we're getting ready to have Randy Nulge, arbiter of Cycle Showcase, St. Louis. Cycle Showcase at the Legends and Legacies Gallery in SmokeOut. And starting last year, Cycle Showcase was on the move again, and if Randy will just turn his phone sideways, we'll get his wide shot too.
Turn your screen lock off.
Randy.
So we can bring him on here and talk about Cycle Showcase in Sturgis because it's a brand new thing, and they started it last year, and this year he's already got a mad plan. We can't wait to see what Randy has up his sleeve. He also always does a killer job. So let's bring Randy on. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, folks?
Good. Look, we did it just like that. Boom.
Hello.
For a record, my phone was sideways, but I didn't have the auto rotate turned on.
There you go.
Real nice, Randy.
That's right.
This is why we can't have nice
Technology. How you guys? It's great to see you guys, and it was great to hear from Steve. I love that guy, and what a fun, great show he's got in Sturgis.
Oh yeah.
Every year, I love going out there and seeing the new stuff, and it was good to see him on here for sure.
You know, and the coolest thing about it, dude, is like Steve has made his money in his life. You know what I mean? He has more grandkids than I could probably even remember to count. You know, he there's no good reason for him to hang out with us motorcycle bums anymore and do this shit, except for the fact that he loves it as much as the rest of us do. And that's why he's out there swinging, you know?
Yeah. When I, in 2013, I did the first cycle showcase in St. Louis, and out of the blue, I saw a bike from his shop in, I don't even remember what magazine it was. And I just rang him out of the blue, and I said, "You don't know me, but I'm trying to start doing a new show, a new different type of show, something unique, and I'd be honored if you would join me." And he came down out of the blue and didn't know me from Adam, just based on the little 2-minute pitch I threw at him about what Cycle Showcase was about. And he said, "I'd love to support it." And he's been a dear friend ever since. So what a guy.
Now, you know, talking about that, obviously Cycle Showcase, your mainstay, your annual show is incredible, and watching it evolve over the years has been an absolute pleasure for us. But seeing you start to branch out and, you know, doing shows in the Ozarks and doing shows with us at SmokeOut, and, you know, now having your own building in Sturgis, like it's so fantastic. And what I love when people do truly unique shit. And even though, you know, there's some similarities in all of these shows, there's a theme that says this is one of Randy's shows, but every one of them has a personality. And the Sturgis show, dude, like, it is so, like, blue collar, like, what would you call that, Heather? Hillbilly chic? Is that the term? Right?
I'll take that.
And I love it, man. It's just really, really comfortable, but at the same time, somehow it manages to present the motorcycles as pieces of jewelry. You know what I mean? In the middle
elegantly.
of that.
Yeah. Well, that was the get-go from the start. I believe that everything, as dirty as it can be or as polished and shiny as it can be, is a piece of art rolling down the road in and of itself. And if there's a way I can highlight that or bring attention to that or celebrate that, hell yeah, let's do it.
I think one of the best things. Is that working?
Yep.
I think one of the best things
No.
about the Sturgis
Maybe not.
Heather's having a mic problem.
Just grab Chris's microphone.
Right? Just come sit on my lap.
Hey, you guys, can I get you a microphone sponsorship?
Oh, dude, they're brand new mics virtually, but we started having some kind of problem. Like, I've been going around with this shit here, cleaning everything, because for some reason, I don't know if it's the humidity here or what it is. Like, I've been having line problem like you can't even believe.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Branded
crazy.
stuff. You shouldn't need that deoxit for 10 years.
Dude, and it ain't been 10
tell
years.
him, Randy.
And like, even on my sliders on my board, dude, like, I've had one at a time, I keep having like super fuzz and button noise and shit on
Hey.
my board.
ShopTalk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. For those that don't know, I've been in the
Shop Talk.
the sound and lighting business for this is my 40th year actually.
No shit.
And I've been pushing faders and turning knobs and wrangling microphones for 40 years. So I'm sorry, I went off track here.
No, I just
sorry
know
about
Chris an hour from now, he would have been like, so what do I do about this? And how do I do this? And what's this?
Hey, man.
That is Shop
Just
Talk.
saying.
Just a different kind of shop. That's all.
What I was trying to say is the space that you have in Sturgis truly makes the motorcycle shine, because the building you have is kind of rustic, kind of like barn style, and it really makes those motorcycles pop in there. And the way you've outfitted the building, it just all worked so well together, and you killed it. It was perfect.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I try to do not only that building, the SmokeOut building, the cycle showcase, the Lake of the Ozarks. I feel that to go into a bike show or a display and it's dark or there's no vibe or anything like that, it just does a disservice to the display. And let's make the environment as fun as what you're looking at. So I got to give a shout out to the Steel Pony Campground. Is when I first started talking to them about doing cycle showcase in St. Louis, or in Sturgis. They were very, very receptive to whatever you need. You need power ran, and they actually built walls in this whole structure to enclose it, and did it really quickly and nicely. So shout out to Steel Pony, the host of the Cycle Showcase Sturgis, and I appreciate everybody noticing how different and unique it is.
Well, and you know the thing about it, dude, and I'll credit this since you brought up the fact that you work in production. You know, working with sound and lighting, every stage in every room is that challenge, right? Like how do you present this room, right? And that's what I meant when I said each one of your shows in the different rooms have a different personality, because you don't just go in and say, okay, I need room for this here, that there, this is where this goes. You literally go into every room and you say, how can I use this space? What are the features? How does this all work together, you know? And there's not many people that actually look at things that way in this deal.
Well, it's either a blessing or a curse to walk into a place and to want to redo it. I appreciate you recognizing that. Thank you.
And let's all take a minute and have one salutation for the fact that this year at SmokeOut, there is no bingo.
Can I get an amen?
There is no bingo.
There is no bingo.
I think possible me, Randy, would have killed somebody this year if there would have been bingo.
Oh.
So, and let's talk another couple things about Cycle Showcase. Number one, you can tell Randy, hey, dude, can you set up these 40 bikes in this bucket? And he's going to make it happen. It's going to be cool, and he's going to get everybody in it. And number two, puppies. Number three, ice cream. I mean, this guy brought all of the coolest things that you can have in a room on top of bikes. Big Brian said that not only did he bring some of the coolest stuff to the table, he also taught Chris that you can't have duct tape covering your carburetor for it to work properly.
Oh, you bastards.
So he throws all kinds of stuff. He makes it work for everybody. He's just a genius.
You dirty, underhanded sons of bitches.
Dana said, who you getting all dressed up for? I said, fucking Randy's on tonight, bitches. She was upset. She sends her love.
Look, even Cindy Pan said hallelujah about the bingo. Oh my God. That's a little bit of an inside joke, and before everybody gets on the hate pony, there is no problem with bingo. There's nothing wrong with bingo.
It's just bingo while SmokeOut is actually happening.
It's a little weird.
No bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno. Mm-mm.
Yeah. That was pretty rough the last 3 years, and I'm just gonna say hallelujah. We've passed that.
Right.
So one of the big things you started several years back now at Cycle Showcase St. Louis was doing the unveils, keeping motorcycles literally covered up, never seen by the public before you went around the room one at a time unveiling them. And this year you have plans for that in Sturgis. Yeah.
This is the second year at Sturgis. The first year we didn't do it. I didn't know how it was gonna lay out, how it was gonna unfold. But this year, and the first year in 2024 was such a huge success. I got a lot of great response from it, and I'm super excited to. As of right now, of the 25 bikes, I've already have 8 that have committed to being unveilings there in Sturgis. So might as well get it out there. We're going to open Cycle Showcase on Saturday, the 2nd of August. And on Saturday evening, we're going to start unveiling the bikes. There'll be some stuff going on there during the day, Saturday, of course, but Saturday, probably afternoon. I haven't got an exact time. Stay tuned to Cycle Source Magazine, Source Media, and Cycle Showcase, of course, and for the full details. But we're going to unveil a bunch of bikes that have never been seen before in the public, right there at Steel Pony Campground on Saturday. That's August 2nd.
Right on.
That's exciting.
So
Nice.
another thing, Mark, in the pre-show, and we had talked about this before, like, you know, before there was social media and everything else that kept us all so connected. We had talked about, you know, having something that we could actually run some kind of a live broadcast. And for a while we did Grease and Gears TV from the stage at some of these places during Sturgis. Well, Randy, you guys came up with something that you're going to be doing new in that regard this year as well.
Sure. You know, during the you were talking earlier about the pandemic and what a year that was. Well, in the live music world during the pandemic, people wanted to do concerts and things, and they started doing them, at least in the St. Louis area. I know they did at movie theaters or in giant parking lots, and people were pulling up in their cars and staying in their cars. So they were broadcasting the live. You could watch it live, and they were broadcasting it via FM transmitters, low wattage FM transmitters, and they would only broadcast for a couple miles. They weren't in danger of stepping on any FCC, wavelengths that might be licensed. So I brought that technology to Sturgis this last year for the first time just to try it out. It was fantastic. So this year we're going to officially have Cycle Showcase Radio. Based right there at Steel Pony Campground. We've got DJs coming in. They're going to be spinning live music during the day and into the evening, doing interviews with people. And if you're in the Sturgis area around the Steel Pony Campground, all the way up to the Buffalo Chip or all around Glencoe Campground, part of the way into the town, it doesn't go all the way into town. It doesn't transmit that far because it is a low wattage, but and certainly all over the Steel Pony Campground, you'll be able to receive Cycle Showcase Radio, and it's going to be a great mix of music, interviews with people that are dropping by and saying hello. We're going to try and set the vibe for the whole area.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
That's awesome.
Do you already have the channel and everything? You have the frequency?
Last year we scanned frequencies, and I believe it was 88.9 was the clean frequency in the area that we adopted and that we used. Again, as I get closer and get out there and scan frequencies again this year, I don't know if anything new is on the FCC's radar out there. But when I get back out there, I'll scan frequencies, and hopefully we'll still be on 88.9. But if not, I'll have it posted everywhere. That if we had to change, for some reason we have to change frequencies, I'll have it posted everywhere what the actual call numbers are for Cycle Showcase Radio.
Right on.
That's
that's
cool.
cool.
That's the little innovative stuff that makes the big difference. You know,
WFU Bob.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. You go to his shows, and it's those little things that people don't even pay attention to that are huge.
Yep.
You know, I'd noticed somebody in the comments said Randy is a master of lighting, and he's just a master of setting it up the way that apparently the way he wants to see it's the way a lot of people want to see it, because he has a way to present stuff.
Yep.
Artwork, bikes, everything. Like, it's just nuts.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, dude. And if you have anything that we can add to this, because what our goal is this year for Sturgis, we want to put out more pre-Sturgis information than we ever have before and get the crowd as big as we can. 85 years, this is an incredible achievement for the Mecca of motorcycles, and we want to help push that along. So please stay in touch with us.
Oh, absolutely. You can count on that. Right. And I got to thank you guys. As I mentioned, Mr. Broyles earlier, being a part of the Cycle Showcase in 2013, the very first time. We're right there covering the show. Milwaukee Talkie was there covering the very first Cycle Showcase for Cycle Source magazine, and you guys have been there every year, every step of the way. helping promote and believing in what I do. And I can't thank you guys enough. It's an honor to be in the same sentence with you guys. Thank you.
You're good shit. And I can remember that. So this is the evolution of that. Back then he was borrowing those construction light stringers. Now he's the whole way up to robo scans and shit. He's got color themes and all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's programming shit now, bro.
Yeah. keep pushing forward and raising the bar is what I say. If you're not raising the bar, you're not doing nothing.
Right on, man.
Radar wants to know if the radio will reach the ride and rest campground.
That's pretty.
I don't know where that is.
It's.
I think it's out 79 time towards Full Throttle. Right?
Yeah, it's a left-hand turn onto 79 and just just past the drag
I know
strip.
it covers Glencoe. I don't know how far out there it goes. It's not that strong a wattage because then I would start getting into FCC problems.
Yeah.
I know it goes past Glencoe or covers Glencoe and goes out a little bit, but I don't know exactly how far. I'm sorry.
How about this son of a bitch? He's pushy tonight. So, Radar, we've said Radar's name like 15 times.
Right?
We missed one question. He's hello with a bunch of question marks.
Settle
Every
down,
time we mention his
Nancy.
name, he has to do something for us.
Hey, Radar. One strike. Oh, shit. All right, Randy. Well, listen, man, thanks for taking some time with us tonight and coming on. And we can't wait to see what you bring to us this year in the Black Hills.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And like I said, I'll keep you up to date. Follow along this channel. Follow along Cycle Showcase on Instagram. A little bit on Facebook, not that much. I'm trying to learn Facebook still, but I'm heavy on Instagram. Follow along, and we'll keep you updated on all this stuff that's going on.
All right, buddy.
Take care, Randy.
All right, everybody, you're watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We are going to look at a cool feature bike. When we come back on the other side, we have one more guest for you tonight.
Oh, Ermagerd.
Lon from the Full Throttle himself is going to be here. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that everybody's clamoring about, the Michael Lichter exhibit that's going to be there this year. But we're gonna look at this bike. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
I'm Rick Abate from Orange County, California. We got a little 1987 FXRP. Started with the build about 6 months ago and kind of got out of hand, to say the least. More of a traditional build to what we do in our group, and I had got a hold of some real close friends and had some stuff fabricated, and basically came up with a concept that was a little bit different than what people normally see. It's more traditional. You know, it's interesting because I was searching for an FXR, and I had a Dyna I wasn't really happy with. So when I found this one, it had 10,000 miles on it, motor work was already done, and obviously went through everything to make sure it was where it was supposed to be. When looked at it, ended up trading. I traded the guy a Dyna for this, and I'll never forget, the guy looked at me and he said, "Is you really going to do this trade?" And I said, "Yeah." I go, "That's an FXR." And I build 87 FXRs. That's my niche right there. Well, what I wanted was something that was low. I wanted something that was real clean looking. I like them to, when you look at them, you have to continue to look at them to see what's going on. I got a hold of a good friend of mine, Paul Yappy, Bagger Nation. I talked about doing a tank and doing the cutouts and doing a dash on it. Something that's a concave dash versus a convex dash. So the dash was hand fabricated, all metal. And then I had him build a tail for me. Talked to our friends at Saddleman, had them build a custom seat for me, carbon fiber front end on it, carbon fiber diamond plate covers. So everything was done specifically for the bike. But we wanted to stay away from a lot of bling, just enough to make the bike pop. So the concept behind it was really to clean it up. Now, we got into it with this one because when we took it apart and we took it down the frame, we pulled everything out of it, the wiring was an absolute disaster. We had to rewire it. So, you know,
riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open, and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Clockworks, where innovation meets style. Clockworks specializes in high-quality windshields, fenders, phone mounts, and other parts designed to enhance your ride, with a commitment to craftsmanship and an eye for detail. Ensure your bike not only rides smoothly, but looks stunning too. Elevate your riding experience today. Shop getclock.com.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network, and we are well into our conversation about Sturgis. And what conversation about Sturgis would be complete without talking about all of the big properties, the big events that are going on, and of course, we got to go talk about the Full Throttle. So we got our guy Lon in the field coming in to tell us everything that's happening with the Full Throttle. Let's get him on the line. Lon, what's up, buddy?
Shop Talk. Yeah. Sorry.
Have you not had as much coffee as us tonight?
Really? You drink coffee at night?
Dude, I drink coffee until I go to sleep at night.
That's insane. That's so cool. I mean, if I drank coffee at this hour, I wouldn't go to sleep, really. I'd be...
There's the point.
I'm the last of the traditional publishers, I suppose. I suppose that's it.
Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of times, you know, we in the industry, you know, say that you walk on water, but now we know it's just caffeine. It's just black coffee at this point, so.
Oh, Jesus. If only. Heather's mother right now somewhere is clutching her chest and falling over. That's
Heather,
terrible.
does your mom like Chris? I mean, gosh,
My mother
I mean,
loves
you just
Chris.
bring a guy like Chris home, and I mean, it's just got to be instant love, right?
No, my mother actually loves Chris because Chris
She-
is
yeah.
very creative. He's an artist. He's very well read. He can talk to you about anything, theosophy, psychology.
She loves Chris till she doesn't.
You're right.
The thing she does not love about Chris is that he took me away from New England, so I do not get to see my family that much. And after 11 years, she still reminds him at least once a month.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what moms have to do, though, if you
stole
think
my
about
daughter.
it. So yeah, so coming out east, I mean, how has been? What is it about? You coming up on a year in eastern South Dakota now?
Yeah, coming out west, yeah. Yep,
How about it? We're
That is
East. We're,
something else.
we're East
That is
River Crew.
something else.
East River Crew, baby.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Don't laugh. That shit
Bro,
means
it's
something.
Oh, yeah. Great.
So
you
let's.
know, we didn't have that bad of a winter. You know, now we're able to get outside and actually get outside. You know, get some sunshine. You know, things are looking good. Riding season's starting, so everybody's in a good mood.
Dude, that's something I have to tell you, like, just to bust balls a little bit. The other day, it was a really nice day for the first time in a long time here. And everybody was, like, walking around, like, looking up at the sky and,
Yeah,
It
they're
hurts,
like, what
it
is that?
hurts.
What is that fiery ball?
Vitamin D. What? I mean, yeah, it is. It's a little tough here. And I actually was born and raised in the Black Hills and everything. And I tell a lot of people, like living out East River, South Dakota, West River, South Dakota is like the banana belt compared to East River. It's just two totally different worlds in the winter times.
Oh,
that's
completely.
for sure.
So you've been in and around the motorcycle event scene for an awfully long time. You snagged yourself a position at Full Throttle last year. Tell us a little about that and why you're here tonight. I know you have the lowdown on what they got coming up for this year, so.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, I've pretty much done Sturgis my entire professional career. I think I'm coming up on 20 years now. No matter how hard I've tried to get away, it constantly sucks me back in for some reason. And I think really at this point in my career, you guys, I can be, just wear a prestigious title as like a journeyman of Sturgis. I mean, I've pretty much, worked at all the places and, just had incredible mentorship, learned a lot of great experiences, a lot of great relationships. And like the last stop on the Nordby Sturgis tour was Full Throttle. And Michael and his good graces and everything is like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever. But, everybody else hired him. So we should just do it, just to say that we did. So we have the Nordby experience. So here I am.
Looks good on the
Well,
resume.
listen, all bullshit aside, like you've been involved in some of the biggest productions that have happened in America's biggest motorcycle rally. So, not to take anything away from you on that. And this year is no exception to that rule, because if one more person calls me up and says, Did you hear about Lichter this year? So
yeah.
we just figured, okay, let's get it over with and get Norby on the show and just tell everybody that yes, it's true. Yes, it's amazing. It's going to be off the hook. Lichter's gallery exhibit is back, and this is where it's at.
Yeah, it's just such an honor. And really, I think we've had the good fortune of, working with Lichter for, our entire careers. And ever since we've come to Sturgis, I kind of know, Lichter's global. He's worldwide. He's really one of the treasures of our industry. And my relationship, or my whole friendship relationship with him, started in Sturgis. And Chris, like you, I come from a family of artists and everything. So, when you first see Michael's work and everything, and it just instantly grabs you. I mean, he's such a master in being able to tell like visual storytelling. I mean, his photography just tells, miles and miles of stories about our lifestyle, about our culture, about our industry, about everything that's so cool, and including Sturgis and everything. I've had the good fortune of pretty much being with him, if you think about it, Chris. After he started in the journey, I've pretty much been with him, the whole time, with him doing, the exhibitions at the major venues and everything. And really, the timing's right now with Full Throttle, because Michael and his great team there have built a real state-of-the-art, top-notch venue, not only for Lichter to display his, let's say, I think close to 50 years of the best motorcycle photography in the world, but also we work with Warren, Scott, and Jeremy, and they bring in a world-class collection of motorcycles to be able to, have top-notch custom bikes there, and Lichter's work in that new state-of-the-art facility. It's just a real blessing. It's going to be awesome for everybody to experience.
Yeah, man, and I mean, let's not take away from this, because really, some of the most iconic happenings that have ever gone down in Sturgis during the Black Hills Rally have happened under that banner. I'm not going to say that property, because a lot of them happened at the first property. You know what I mean? Including, and let's, 3 out of the 4 of us that are here right now can attest to the very beginning stages of the Limpnicki lot that happened right in the front parking lot under another name, the Blacklist Tour.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was front row seats at the Full Throttle. Boy, we were king shits back then. We thought we had the world by the ass.
Boy, were we in for a
fooled again.
No, those are great days, and I just think of, kind of our early days in the career and everything. A lot of, just kind of like we were kind of that burgeoning young talent in the industry. And this industry is still a great industry in the sense that, you have such great industry veterans and leaders and business leaders and custom bike builders that have paved the way, for us to be able to do what we do. And, the events are the same thing, Chris, if you think about it. There's just these iconic names in the V-twin industry or American motorcycle events world. And, it's Sturgis is always our Super Bowl event, and it's kind of like it's an opportunity for like great seeds of the current industry, thriving and still growing, but also the up and coming talent. And it's crazy that we're as old as we are now, and what's exciting is to see now this even next generation of upcoming talent, not only making their mark in the V-twin industry, but using Sturgis as a major platform and launch pad to do it.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Well, and man, like you said about the events being like building something, right? You start with an idea, you go on what people had done before, you make some stuff that's your own, you look for a way to establish yourself. And I remember the words early on to all of us from Jay Allen, that reminds us constantly that there will only be one ever Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in 2025. And you might go to 100 more of them. You might never get back to it again, but there's only going to be one of that year, and things like, for me in my day to be able to say, hey man, I saw the Wall of Death. Like, I was at Sturgis, we met behind the Wall of Death at midnight, hooked up with some of my buddies, we watched a show of the Wall of Death and then went down Main Street, got stupid drunk, but those things are like bucket list things for people. And one of them, I brought the picture up a minute ago, like seeing Jackal on stage at the Full Throttle Saloon. And this year actually marks, and you reminded me this marks an anniversary for that.
Yeah, it's totally amazing if you think about, Jackal being one of the first bands to play at Full Throttle, and that's where Full Throttle's owner Michael Ballard and the front man of Jackal, Jesse James Dupree, kind of met and had their first show together. And for 25 years, they've been working together, and every Thursday night is Jackal night. And it is truly something special. I mean, entertainment wise, you always want to have, we have the good fortune of, a lot of venues booking a lot of great entertainment for Sturgis. But also, if you think about Jackal and some of the other bands that kind of play, year after year, you see online or you see people criticize, oh, they book the same bands or they have, well, it's actually part of the heritage and tradition. And I kind of liken it to when people say that, it's like people like to just slip into a warm pair of hush puppies when they get home, or their favorite band or their favorite meal, or, we are all kind of creatures of habit and kind of have favorites. And really, Jackal at Full Throttle on Thursday night has become, a Sturgis tradition. And it's just a real honor to be able to, celebrate that with those two guys right there, because they live, breathe, sleep. I mean, they are motorcycling. They are American motorcycling. It's going to be a pretty electric night again Thursday night.
Yeah, man. Well, this is our pre Sturgis. We're making a commitment to get more information out this year, and we figured we'd start with 4 or 5 guests that we bring on and talk about things that are happening. But I know you have so much more to talk about as we start getting closer. So we're gonna give it about a month. We're gonna wait 30 days or so and have you guys back on and see where the ball is at that point.
That's great. Yeah. And I would tell everybody too, like, the thing that I get a little bit is commonality is people kind of think Sturgis is in the same bucket as Harley Davidson, because everybody sees the financial up and downs and everything. We in the V-twin industry know that there's a lot more positives about Harley Davidson going on, and we're really excited about some of the things that they're doing and some of the things that you see that aren't the, the investment in the stock news that's going on right now. But the thing is although, there's some ups and downs with the motor company, there's not a real lot of up and downs in Sturgis. I mean, we're still seeing those numbers just incredibly strong. And, I think we always need to think about Sturgis and, not only kind of bringing in the next generation of talent. But we, as the American motorcycle industry, need to make sure that we're the people talking about Sturgis and bringing out more and more people to have their first experience in Sturgis, because it really is. It's something that we can all hang our businesses have been built, careers have been built off of that single event and everything. And I say that we have a big responsibility to work year round to give not only the consumer, not only the businesses, but the guests, our rally family coming out year after year, the best experience possible to keep it strong. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man, because you said the thing about the responsibility right there. That was another thing that Jay Allen used to drum into our heads. Don't ever walk around here having a bad day because you are in charge of somebody's experience, and that might be the only time they ever get to Sturgis. Don't you dare take it for granted and ruin that for them. But that's, honestly, man, I said the thing like it sounds cliche, the motorcycle mecca. And it really is. Like everybody going to make it to Sturgis someday, Sturgis someday. We're lucky we've been there enough, right? But this is why.
Yeah, and I always tell everyone, the greatest part about Sturgis is it literally can be anything you want it to be. If you want to go to a different bike show every day, you can do that. Different racing every day, different concert every day. If you just want to experience some of the most amazing riding every day, you can do all of that. It literally can be anything you want it to be. That's what makes Sturgis so special.
Yep.
It's life-changing, that's for sure.
Amen. I know it changed. We actually got married. This year will be 10 years.
Oh, Jesus.
We got married. What is now the Full Throttle.
It has been 10 years.
No,
They just
look,
admitted that live
Go to
on
the Flickr
the
folder.
show.
So it's now the Full Throttle. At the time, it was the Broken Spoke.
Oh, you want me to go back?
Oh, yeah. I remember the pictures.
Yep. I threw one in there. I threw
remember
a
the
picture.
You love birds. You
Oh,
two
you
love birds.
threw
I'll tell
one-
you what.
I didn't see it.
Refresh. Refresh your screen.
Right,
Hey,
right,
congratulations on that,
Right?
too.
right on there.
So
you're gonna do
we'll
this
know
to me.
because we're definitely going to come
There it
back
is.
out.
Look at that.
Look.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's Hot Rod
Does
Lake
it get any cooler than that?
at
My
the Full Throttle.
wedding pictures are never that
Right?
cool on a freaking Richard
wait,
Chopper. Nice
and-
work there.
I gotta
Wow,
move
that's
up
impressive.
I gotta move up the watermark.
Is that not cool? And Lichter took it.
And
Right?
Lichter took it, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how
there's
fitting
some
that
great
Lichter has
pictures.
a gallery there this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. I'm so excited.
Yep. We're super stoked for you, buddy. You've done a hell of a thing here, and we look forward to being a part of it. We had Steve on. He's got his show going on there. We're obviously going to
I
be
love the old school chopper show.
going to be covering everything from there. So good on you guys for bringing it hard for these cats coming out.
Yeah, we can't work hard enough, and we're in our workshop, dreaming and working on new events, new experiences, and we're excited. We got more bands to announce. We got more events to announce and everything that are going to be really, I think, drivers for the industry and just the Sturgis experience. So yeah, it's Full Throttle's the new playground, and just get your popcorn ready because we're just getting started.
Right on, man. Well, like I said, we'll get you. Let a couple weeks go by here. We'll get you back on and start talking about some of the bands as soon as you guys can release some of your information. We want to be part of that ride with you.
100%, you guys. Just really, I needed to start by just really thanking you guys for who you are and what you do. As events people, or just our industry, we don't have the luxury of having a lot of top-notch media and marketing platforms to help get the word out about what we're doing. But thankfully, we've got you guys, and we really appreciate it, and kind of being the go-to for all information and everything going on in the V-Twin world. I mean, it's Cycle Source and ShopTalk, so we appreciate you, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Thanks,
Right on,
Lon.
man. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
We'll catch up with you real soon, buddy. Thanks again for coming on tonight and take some time with us.
You bet, guys. Thanks for having me.
All
Take
right.
care.
See you on.
Hey, you guys are watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. We got more show.
We still have more garage builders
we
to announce,
do.
don't
You want
we?
to do some of those?
Yes, please.
Okay, let me try to bring up the screen. I know you're excited.
Oh, jeez.
You want me to like right off the bat with the whole magic wand and the whole deal?
Sure.
Is that what
Hey, what's the magic wand thing?
The magic wand. Number 5. Christopher Keith, Waynesboro, PA. PA boy, Mark. Coming to the Build-Off. Getting brought up to the big show. Number 6. Michael Sikowitz. Now, this story right here, this kid's an undercover baller. And he might be naked in that picture, which is freaking me out a little bit. Go ahead, Heather. Tell them why.
So I think this kid is going to be great. He's never built a motorcycle before. So he obviously didn't have pictures of a bike to send. So he sent us this picture instead, which... Nice. Like, he's holding an Easy Riders magazine, so he gets it. And just the fact that he's putting it all out there to do his first bike for the SmokeOut is killer. So I'm so excited that he gets to be a part of this, and that we get
He apparently has a sense of humor.
Right?
For
That's
sure.
great. So winning.
Dude, I hope he shows up with a tricycle with a chainsaw motor on it.
So listen, that's 6. By the time we get done with this, we're going to have 12 builders that are going to be invited to SmokeOut to display.
Still looking for one more.
Wait a minute. That are going to be invited to display. Then from there, before Sunday, they're going to be cut down to 6. There's going to be 6 finalists. The 6 finalists are going to go on, be judged and voted one more time, and then that one person comes out as the Build-Off winner of the year. What did you say? We got one
wait a minute.
more
6
builder?
What?
What?
6?
6 down to 1. Then there's one builder.
I thought it was 12 down to 1.
12 down to 6. 6 down to 1.
We're going to have to talk about this. That sounds like a lot of work.
Okay, there's one more builder. That was my point. Number 7, Philip Johns, Dundalak, Maryland. And that's all we're going to release for tonight. So we still have, 5 more?
Yes. You can math.
I can math.
You can math.
I didn't even take my shoes off for that. So
Monkey can math.
Radar, there's nothing for you to apologize for, buddy.
Right?
You're all right.
We're just picking on, we're just busting on
Lighten
you,
up,
Radar. We
friends.
love you.
Professional Monkey says somebody married up. You got that shit right. She lucky girl.
Sometimes I don't listen though.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Oh, shit. Who said bring back the ticket?
Bill.
Oh, listen, I'm working on it.
Hopefully within the next year or so. I always make Chris feel bad because right now it's just it's sitting as a rolling chassis, and I'm like, poor girl, you just threw her in the corner and forgot about her. Her heart's in a box on the shelf. So trust me, Bill, I get on him about it all the time.
All right, well, listen, man, we're going overtime on this one, so I think we're going to cut this one short and bring it back into the station. But one more time, I want to thank Dennis Kirk and everybody up in that top right-hand corner for sponsoring ShopTalk and letting us bring this out 309 times successfully, mostly successfully, somewhat successfully. Hey, listen, we did the best
just get
we
here.
could. I mean,
we're doing the best we can.
Come on, let's try to keep it together. And as I'm doing this, I'm looking at that garage build artwork, and I see what you did there.
What? I didn't do anything.
I see what you did. I see what you did. I know you. All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for being here with us, and make sure to set your reminders. Do your like and share duty for us. Let your friends and neighbors know when we go live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast with another episode of Shop Talk. Until we come back and convince Mark to come with us, this has been 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit, and we're going to come and see you here again next week. Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
I like Dutch apple pie, Felicia.
That goddamn pie.